Hello folks, hello. How you doing? I hope good. I hope everyone's well. I hope we're all staying healthy and we're staying safe. And yeah, it's time to show some records here. This month of November has been a crazy month for vinyl. In the last couple of weeks it has. The last couple of weeks of the month of November, there's been a big, a big haul of vinyl within the last couple of weeks of this month of November. As November's coming to a close, I'm going to show you in this video and probably the next one all the insanely good vinyl I've been getting my hands on at the end of November. So this dig, these records I'm going to show is from a dig I did probably a couple of weeks ago, towards the beginning of the month, and well, you'll see what comes of it. Anyway, I'm going to start by showing two albums because they're all from the same artists. They're both live records, and I thought and they all came to me around the same time, which was recently, actually, in the last week or so. So I just thought I'd show these records first because, well, they're from the same guy. Peter Gabriel. The live records that came out, the first one is Live in Athens, 1987. And then Secret World Live, which was an early 90s live recording. So we'll start with this one. Live in Athens, 1987. I've never owned this in any format before. I have seen clips of this live in concert video before and really loved everything I always saw from this video, the video clips I've seen of this show. And it is so great to have this as a live record in my Peter Gabriel collection. This is a 2 LP at 180 gram. This is done at half-speed mastering. And 2 record set, like it says, and it's just a great, great record set. Here's the insert, just to give you a look-see. This is a great live recording. Every track on here sounds so good, so good. Here's the label for it. One of my favorite eras of Peter Gabriel, of course, this is to promote the album So at the time, which is one of my favorite albums from him. My ultimate favorite album from Peter Gabriel is the Melt album, which is his third solo album. But I like this, I love So as well. So is a more commercially successful record for Peter Gabriel, but there's still some amazing, timeless classic songs on it. And a lot of those songs are performed live on this 2 record set. And same label as the last one, but a beautiful collection of live music from Peter Gabriel from 1987. Like I said, one of my favorite periods of his solo music. Such good stuff. Every track, like I said, on here is absolutely stellar, but the one track that really stands out to me is the live version of Mercy Street, the 4th song on side 2 of this 2 record set. A great version of Mercy Street. Absolutely great. I was speechless when I heard it for the first time on my turntable. Mercy Street just sounded so good. And this live recording is just so incredible. And I was speechless after it was done playing on my turntable. I was absolutely speechless. I mean, of course, like I said, the whole thing's fantastic, but Mercy Street is the standout track for me personally on this live recording. It's such a good live version of it. This is such a great album, and the live version of the song "In Your Eyes" on this record has always been my favorite. I mean, in other concert videos I've seen him play the song "In Your Eyes," and they always sounded good, but this is where it sounded its best, just to me personally, was on this version here. And it is so great to have all these things on vinyl in my collection now. Great. Absolutely great. As well as this one, Secret World Live. This came out in early 90s. This is recorded in Italy on the 16th and 17th of November 1993. And I've had this on CD for such a long time. I almost didn't get this live record because, like I said, I had it on CD for a long time and I've heard this to death. So, and of course, here's the pictures that were also included on the CD booklet. Really cool to see it on a vinyl sleeve. This is also a great album to listen to. It's a great live recording because of the half-speed mastering, and the audio is very, very good. I gotta admit, the Peter Gabriel remasters, his studio albums, and now his live recordings, his studio remasters definitely are the best sounding records in my collection. He's done an excellent job at the remastering of his studio albums, and now we got the half-speed mastering of some of his live records, and they sound just as great. My God, he does a great job with the remasters. This sounds absolutely flawless. Absolutely flawless. I love the sound on these. It has Steam and Talk to Me, Come Talk to Me, which is the opening track, which is the track I really wanted to hear, because Paula Cole sings the female lead and backing vocals throughout this live recording. Her voice is absolutely fantastic on these live recordings. There's the label, one in green, and then we got the other side, which is in purple. Nice touch there. A great live recording. A great live recording. More than worth the money. These were not very expensive on eBay. Not eBay. Amazon. What am I saying? Pretty inexpensive on Amazon. I was surprised how good of a price I got on Amazon for both these albums. So I pulled the trigger on both of them. Originally, I wasn't going to do Secret World because, like, I've had the CD forever. But when you see such a great price, and I kept thinking it would be great to hear a lot of the songs on this album on vinyl. Steam, Come Talk to Me, Digging in the Dirt, especially the song Secret World. And of course, it comes with a download card. But these sound great live. These sound on the vinyl editions of both these albums. Oh, so good, so good. So I'm so glad I pulled the trigger and finally have in my collection, because they sound great. Those are top tier records. Another album that I'm so glad I have now in my collection is Love Forever Changes. On this record, I had this before. I had a real old, beat-up used copy. It kind of skipped a little bit. There were scratches on the record. It had definitely seen some love, let's put it that way. So I always wanted to upgrade it to a better used old copy. Because records like this, I always want them to be from that era. I want them to be used records from at least the late 60s or early 70s. So it feels like you have a piece of history in your collection. This is a new reissue, actually. It is the elusive Mono Mix on vinyl for the very first time since 1967. On limited edition 180 gram vinyl. Lacquer's done by Bruni Grudman or Grunman. I have no idea who that is. It is the Rhino Records Rocktober series. I don't know if hopefully you can see that. I only have another record that bears that Rocktober series sticker. It was the 12-inch single from Dream Theater for Pull Me Under. And this came out last month, and I was lucky to find a good copy of it. It is the mono mix, like I said. And they even got the old school Electra label printed for the label, so a nice touch. I don't have many recordings in mono on vinyl. I think Jefferson Starship and Beach Boys were the only two I had in mono. Here's the third. This sounds so good on mono. I can't now I can't picture hearing this record any other way but in a mono mix. That's how fantastic this sounds. Especially the opening track, which is Alone Again Or, is such a beautiful song, and it sounds so good in this mono mix. They did a great job reproducing the audio of this album. Oh, it's like getting in a time machine and going to 1967 or the late 60s. It just puts you in that time. I mean, I wasn't born then. I wasn't born until 1970, but oh my God, it puts you there. The audio actually puts you in that era, and you just feel like you've gotten into a time machine. It's incredible. Side one on this record to me is damn near perfect. I love the music on this entire album, but side one really takes you on a journey. I love the songwriting and the craftsmanship of the music on this record. I'm so glad to own this. I'm going to stop looking for cool used copies because this is, in my opinion, according to my ears, this is if you want the flavor and the vibe of this album, this is the mix and the reissue to go with. This mono mix sounds absolutely killer, and God, I'm glad this is in my collection. This is, since I got this like a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I've spun it so many times since then. I'm absolutely in love with the audio on that one. It's so good. All right, we'll do a Record Store Day release. I think this is from a couple of drops ago. So maybe 2 months ago, I believe. And it's the Pretenders live at the Paradise Theater in Boston in the year 1980. Very cool. And it's on clear vinyl with this kind of red swirl in the middle of the record. Very nice. And if Rob from Boston is watching this video right now, I bet you probably went to this concert back in 1980. Paradise Theater, Boston, 1980. You've been to so many, Rob from Boston has been to so many awesome fucking shows. I would be stunned if he didn't go to this show. And from the audio on this, it captured a great show. This looked like a great night out if you were a rock and roll fan back in 1980. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Just beautiful. And of course, the other side. Very, very nice. I have a lot of live recordings from the Pretenders on vinyl. They're mostly bootlegs. It's nice to have something that's actually official. A Record Store Day release. So very nice to actually have this in my collection. I really love listening to their live recordings. I enjoy the Pretenders as a live band. I thought they were a very good live band. And I love their songs, and they sounded very good live. Especially this lineup of the band. Well, all lineups of the Pretenders were good, but this particular lineup right here, this was the classic lineup, the original lineup, and they sound great. Absolutely great. And I'm so glad I got lucky and found a copy of this. I didn't get it on the Record Store Day drop it originally was released. I found it like almost a month later, or a couple of weeks later, an extra copy a store had, and I snatched it up immediately, and I'm glad I did. This is a great sounding live album, and so happy I scored it. And I've had this for the last couple of weeks, and I've already spun it quite a few times. This is definitely going to get a lot of listens in my music room. I love this. So really good score. All right, the next one is one of my favorite Australian rock bands from the 80s, and it's not the In Excess or the Church or the Cure. I mean, not the Cure, the Church. It's Midnight Oil. A live album from Midnight Oil from the Breathe Tour in 1997 on 2 LPs. This, my God, this is a great album. It is on colored vinyl, so the first album is on white vinyl. Very nice. And I'll show you the insert. It just has pictures of each band member on the front and back on the inserts. Really cool. I don't know if it's the whole show, but it definitely sounds like it's a whole show recording from 1997. Very good. Where was this recorded at? It's recorded at Walt Disney World Pleasure Island, Orlando, Florida, December 10th, 1997. And I don't think this is a bootleg because it sounds really, really good. So it's too good to sound like it's too good to be a bootleg. So I think it's an official release. There's the back side, and this is record number 2, which is in red vinyl. And there we go. Look at that. It's a beauty. That is a beauty. Every song on this collection sounds fucking great. But the standout track for me is The Forgotten Years. There's a great live version of the song The Forgotten Years on this album that is just so good. When I first spun this, I was blown away, and I had to keep putting the needle back and playing it over and over and over and over. And of course, I listened to the whole thing, but I've listened to Forgotten Years a shit ton of times already. This pressing, this is a pressing that has 1,700 copies worldwide. I don't know what number I have. I don't think these are hand numbered, so I don't know how. I guess it's a pretty rare pressing from going what it says on the hype sticker, but this is great. This is absolutely great. I've always been a fan of their songs. I love, of course, The Forgotten Years, Beds Are Burning, of course, Blue Sky Mine, Trugani, The Dead Heart, King of the Mountain. I mean, there's so many good songs from this band, and they're all on this collection. It sounds great. Here's the track listing. Hopefully you can see it if you want to get an idea what's on here. Oh, such a good album. Especially, like I said, The Forgotten Years. It sounds so good on this album. Oh, what a great live recording. Midnight Oil, The Breathe Tour 1997. Such a good record. And I guess this is all live albums now from here on out. Here's another one from Primus, Suck on This. This is from the last Record Store Day drop that originally I missed. In fact, there's the hype sticker stating it's a Record Store Day release. I've had this on CD, like the Peter Gabriel live record, for so many years. So many years, and when I read the news that this was going to come out on Record Store Day on vinyl, I did keep an eye out for it. Of course, I don't wake up early and get in line at these things. I just sort of show up later in the day, and whatever's left I grabbed. I didn't see this originally. I didn't see this till a couple of weeks after the last Record Store Day drop. And so glad I found this, because this is one of my favorite Primus records or albums that I had on CD. It's on this transparent blue vinyl. Look at that. It's just a gorgeous looking album. Absolutely beautiful. There's the label to give you a better look at it. Great looking record. And it sounds great too. I think they might have remastered this one as well. Oh, so good. I mean, it kicks off with them doing the intro riff to YYZ from Rush. And from that, they quickly segue into John the Fisherman. That was huge when I bought this originally on CD, and I joined a band where we actually kind of did that. We did the YYZ intro like the way Primus did it, and then we went into one of our original songs, which was instrumental, and the John the Fisherman YYZ kind of thing. It was the inspiration for that. This is a long time ago. Seems like ages ago. And so when I spun this, I got to relive a lot of cool memories. Because like I said, I listened to this thing to death when it came out. This was recorded live not too far from here at the Berkeley Square in Berkeley on February 25th, 1989 and March 5th, 1989, Berkeley. So it's somewhat a local record around here. Berkeley's not that far from here, like barely over an hour. I go there to dig sometimes, and so glad I found this album. So glad, because it's so good, and it brings back a lot of great memories, like a lot of these records do. There's a great version on here of Tommy the Cat, and Groundhog Day, Frizzle Fry, Harold the Rocks. I mean, it's good songs on here. I'm so glad. This is one of my favorite Primus albums in my collection. I love that stuff. All right, another live record. Big surprise. It's from the Who. Who's Last. For some Who fans, probably not their favorite lineup of the band because of the drummer. I believe his name is Kenny Jones. I feel bad for Kenny Jones during this time because he had to replace. This is a great gatefold photograph. Look at that. Doesn't that look? That looks big time right there. He was the replacement for Keith Moon after Keith Moon had passed away, and Kenny Jones on his own is a great drummer, but he came into a no-win situation. I mean, Keith Moon pretty much was the spirit of the Who as far as energy-wise, as the way I put it, or vibe-wise. To replace someone like that is impossible. Impossible. And I thought Kenny did a great job, even though he didn't try to sound anything like Keith Moon. There's the label, MCA Rainbow label. He didn't try to sound like Keith Moon. He was trying to play it kind of his way, because that's all you can do, really. And I thought he did a good job myself. I actually enjoyed him while he was in the Who, but to a lot of fans, even from what I remember from interviews, Roger Daltrey wasn't really a big fan of the Who during these years, and he just thought that lineup didn't work, and the band just never sounded the same. So, but they did produce this live record and a few studio albums, and this is a really good live record. I really like it. I had this on CD for a while too. It's one of my favorite CDs. I actually enjoy this lineup. Probably not the best years of the Who, but definitely not the worst. And I've always been a fan of this live album. Like I said, I've had it on CD for a while. It was nice to find a vinyl copy of this. This is like $5 in a shop, used. And it's in really great shape. I'm happy to have this because I really did love this lineup of the Who. I thought it was good. I'm sure I'm in the minority of that, but whatever. I like it. All right, let's get out of the live recordings for a bit. This is from the Brothers Johnson. This is called Blast, even though this label covers up the album name, Blast. This is a combination, almost like a greatest hits album in a way. There are some new songs mixed in with some of their classic songs, such as Strawberry Letter Number 23, Stomp, I'll Be Good to You, mixed with some newer songs of the time, which had to be early 80s. I love this band, the Brothers Johnson. Their music is fucking awesome. And this record, it's nice to have a record that has a lot of the old songs all in one album. as well as, you know, newer songs back then on A&M. Good music. I mean, they were a great band, and oh my God, I love their style of music. It's just so good to listen to. Some good funk music, some good R&B and funk. They were awesome. They were an awesome band. So the Brothers Johnson collection gets a little bigger with this haul, because I already got a lot of their records. I got a lot of their albums because they are just so good. I love their albums. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to show, and then I'll get out of your hair. This is a 12-inch single from the band Big Country for the single Wonderland. This is the special limited edition 12-inch single, which is on clear vinyl. And the B-side contains a live version of the song Lost Patrol. So really glad to have that. Also, the song Giant is on here on the B-side as well. And here is the album on clear vinyl, just like the label says. Really cool design on the label. Same thing on the other side as well. Really nice record. Ooh, almost dropped it. Really nice record. A great song, Wonderland. This is like a remix of the song, like a 12-inch single version. Well, it says extended version, but it's your typical 12-inch single mix of the 80s. It's pretty reminiscent of that. But the live versions on this record are really cool too. And you know, I have the album. I think I have Wonderland as a 7-inch single. Don't have it as a 12-inch single. So it's cool. I always love to find these like rare collector's edition of these 12-inch singles. They are so interesting to collect, and I love having these in my collection. Bring out every now and then. They are somewhat rare and fun to have. Very fun to collect. All right, well, that's just part one of what I've been getting this month as far as vinyl. The next video will be fucking out of control. So we'll probably see in a week or so with that video. Until then, leave me some comments and let me know what you think of these records. Do you have an opinion about them? I always love to hear from you guys, and I love to respond to the comments. That's like half the fun of posting these videos, is hearing from you guys and seeing what you guys think or what your memories are. Anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you guys are well, and I'll see you soon in the next video.